affairs. So that if they were doing this to weight, they weren't dealing in face value. But in this part of the country, most of the time, it's per dollar face. And then you shop. You go to friends or ask them where they bought it, where they get a good deal. And dealer shops and the internet. This internet is a wealth of information. I can just not tell you what it has done to the collector business. I mean, both good and bad. It was really a lot of fun to have a little knowledge before the internet. You could really make some bargains there. People didn't have a clue about so many things. Now it's a little bit harder. I don't know how many times I hear, well, that's bringing $100 on eBay. I hear that a lot. And every now and then I say, well, man, that item is a long way from eBay right now. Because I know what it takes to get an item on eBay properly. You can't just label one. It takes a little effort, doesn't it? It takes to take nice photos and make a good description and blah, blah, blah. But it is a whole world of its own, this thing we call the internet. All right, now we're going to do the basics of gold just like we did the silver. They're basically the same thing, only you're talking 50 times. Basically. So, I told you a little bit about the gold prices. Nixon took them off in '78. The market's been finding its value ever since. And right now, the last few years, the gold rush is on. It's currently around $1,650 an ounce. And people adjust so quickly that doesn't, we've been hearing that for a while. But I remember just probably a year ago, or a little over a year ago, when it was at $1,000 an ounce. My little group of guys, we were trying to buy a few gold coins, and we just thought that was out of this world. And when it hit $1,000, we said, boy, we better back up. Well, the stuff we bought at 1,000 and below is almost double in price. Now, will it stay up there? I don't know. Will it double? We don't know. I don't know. And it remains. It's remained at this 1,650 to 1,700 now for a good while. It's hanging in around there. It was up above that. And so the basic principles that we talk about with the silver apply to the gold. The same deals. You weigh it, find out the price per gram, and how much it weighs. And the purity. 3 steps. Purity, price, weight.
Ronnie, is it true that because of the uncertainties in the financial markets as well as what's driving the price of gold by and large, and silver, is that the large part of that? Because
I tell you, we have read, between the few guys that I communicate with, we've read everything from the Chinese are buying to the things you're talking about. We just heard so much. Every time something goes crazy with they start talking about Greece, and then defaulting and stuff. And then sometimes we can't understand that when we think that something's happening that will push the gold price up, it goes down. So to answer your question, I don't think anybody. I think we're living in completely uncharted waters. Now, whether or not there are forces at work that influence that we don't know about, it could well be. I don't know. But I cannot seem to make it in the tail of one that makes a move that it does. I hear something from the feds that's going to devalue the dollar, and you think, well, gold will be up today. It may go down. I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell much rhyme or reason, but I do know that it's staying. It's remaining at 1,600 and above, and it was in the 900 range for a long time. And thank goodness we were buying some of it. And most all of the principles that we talked about of the small denominations, that you'd rather have 10 dimes than 4 silver quarters, the same way. I'd rather have 1 10th ounce gold coins than one gold ounce coin. For the same reason, you don't want to take a hacksaw and saw off for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then when you go to sell it, and you're dealing, and you have a 1 ounce gold coin, you've got to find somebody that's willing to pay $1,650 right then. If you've got 10 of those 1/10 ounce, you can find 10 people that want to buy $160. You know, that's still those same principles. So for that reason, those small denominations usually have some premium on them. And we've really liked the 1/10 Eagles. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a lot of anything. I mean, you know, you can tell by how I live, I don't have a lot of anything. But we're blessed, we have a lot of fun, and we have a little bit of stuff set back. But there are guys that buy lots and lots of this stuff. And so here's my motto. A gentleman told, when we first started talking about this a few years ago, a gentleman told Gail, he said, there's no use in the individual buying silver and gold unless he can buy large amounts of it. So I computed that a minute, and I said, well, I totally disagree with that. I had a lot rather have a little money than no money. I'd a lot rather have a little food than no food. You get my drift? You know? And all of a sudden, that little bit of gold or silver might be worth a lot. You know, if you just had $10 face worth of silver, and it's a rare item, and at certain times it might be worth thousands. You know what I'm saying? Everything is dependent upon value at the time. So I don't believe that. It's just like saving. In the financial classes, you know, people are always saying, well, we don't save anything because we can't save money. We don't have much to save. And I always tell the story, I said, you start small. I remember I had that motto for years. And then because of one time they came around with one of these U.S. bond drives. It worked, you know. And so I said, okay, so every payday I bought one $25 bond. That was $12.50. And then you held it to maturity, it's worth $25. Well, every other week I'd get one of those to mail. And I didn't miss it down my check was. So I started putting them away in my safe spot. And then I thought, after a while, I had a little stack of it. So I better go put those in the safe deposit box at the bank. Do you see where I'm going? Time kept passing. And so one day, I realized that I had a pretty good little stack of those. And that instead of those years passing and months passing, and me still having nothing, I had a little stack. And so then I was eligible to invest in something bigger. And I began to realize that you just save some. You just save some and you give some and you just start where you're at. If you don't have much, you don't save much. But it's like, you know, the old Chinese saying, the longest journey begins with one step. And that's true. And young people have such an advantage, they've got time on their side. So the younger you are, you know, no matter what the project is, begin to tackle that thing. And then you can do the snowball thing, and you kind of get used to giving a little or tightening a little, or saving a little, then you start saving more, and then you get that and you invest it. And so the same way with these, if you just have so much a month, save for a little while, and then buy that worth of silver, or whatever you want to buy. So those principles work. So again, it's simple knowledge. Just as simple as the silver. I'll show you just a second. There's myths and misunderstandings. A lot of people have no idea about gold and how to weigh it and what's going on. Just like in the silver. Now I will say this, it's much harder to find a bargain in the gold than it is the silver because it's gotten so much publicity. But back through the years, I used to find bargains in gold at Rosdale. People didn't know how to weigh it. I even bought it at pawn shops. You know, they didn't know how to weigh it correctly. I had one gentleman in a pawn shop. I was probably a little bit, you know, it was okay. He taught me how to weigh gold. Well, he didn't know how to do it. So I let him teach me on several class rings that I bought. And I thought, well, shoot, I'm okay with it. He still learned how to weigh it. He didn't know how to weigh it. He was running a pawn shop. He owned the pawn shop. So I'm here to tell you, these things are out there, people that don't have any idea. There's a lot of misunderstandings. And then we go, what is gold plate? Gold field. It's just like silver plate, only it's used with gold. Gold field is a little bit thicker. It's more of a hammered, applied layer. But I will say this, that gold field and gold plated have a value. And if you dig, you can find a value for scrap. And so I don't throw away gold field. Like if you buy, I didn't bring any, maybe you guys have some gold on, like a gold field watch band. And say you have a gold watch and you sell a watch or something, I keep the band if it's gold field. And it's beginning to be that it's so high that it's approaching, I think, about the same value, say, as silver. So if you've got a gold field, it'll say 1/20th, 12 karat gold field, or something like that. So don't throw it away if you've got some old watch bands or something laying around. Just keep them, because they could be valuable. And they buy them at a greatly reduced amount, but they buy them by the weight. Some of the scrappers.
So that's why they mark on the band then? Will there be a stamp on the band then?
Usually.
What would the stamp say, Ron?
Some 1/20th, 12 karat gold field, 10 karat rolled gold. There's a lot of different things. Most of it's gold field, but it does have some value. It's a very thin layer of gold, but it's $1,650 an ounce. It's beginning to, have some value. So, but the gold, the actual carat gold, is defined by carat company, and it's usually 10, 14, or 18 karat. That's generally the markings. Now, as I said, there's no rules that are absolute, so there are exceptions. Sometimes the old stuff made back in the 30s that say solid gold, you have to watch it a little bit. So in the gold, you're dealing with 50 times the value, so you got to be more careful buying gold. That's why I love the silver. Now I buy gold if I see it cheap, but I'm more cautious because you can have more money. But I'm here to tell you, this happened to me too just a couple months ago. One morning I was out doing my little garage sale thing, and the way I do it, I probably don't make over about 15 garage sales. Of course, I usually try to get home by about 9:30 or 10, and I hadn't found anything, and there was a little pile of jewelry at this one, and I was feeling sorry for myself. And they had all the jewelry in little baggies, little tiny baggies, and I was going through them, and I thought to myself, well, no sterling today. Boom, a little gold cross and chain marked in here. It doesn't have to weigh much. You can imagine if you bought, say that, and it was 14 karat, 50 times the silver. So it's out there if you happen, but people are less likely, there's less of it, it's much more valuable, so you're less likely to do it. But through the years, I've bought lots and lots of gold items at garage sales. I used to go on my way to work on Fridays to a few garage sales, and one morning I bought a great big gold man's diamond ring for 50 cents. And it was in the box, and it said, tag on it said 50 cents. And so I went over to the lady and I said, ma'am, is this correct? I didn't even look at the marking, it just looked like, she said, well yeah, so I want 50 cents for it. So I didn't look at it until I got to work. It was a 14 karat gold ring with great big diamonds in it. Why? I don't know. I bought a pretty good sized diamond ring for $5, different things like that. So I'm here to tell you, I bought gold watches. I bought lots and lots of ladies' watches. The little ladies' watches that are 14 karat. And usually it's really rocket scientists, they say on the back 14K. Right on the back. I don't know how people do that, but I bought lots of them. Now whether you will today, I don't know with the gold prices, and it's going to get harder and harder, don't get not gonna be as easy. Okay, pure gold is 24 karat, pretty simple. So 10 karat is 10 parts gold. So you divide 10 by 24 to get the purity of the gold in 10 karat. If it's 14 karat, you divide 14 by 24. If it's 18 karat, you divide, you see what I'm saying? So that's really simple division. Then you multiply that times the little deal we did with the grams in my ounce thing. And so you're going to find out per gram it's worth about 50 times what the silver is. So it gets pretty. Well, I don't know that 50 thing for the city. It's more like 25. Quit saying that, I'll check it out. But it's worth much more than the silver. How's that? Okay, the gold marks, just like we had a little bit of trouble with the finding the sterling marks, sometimes it's really hard to figure out. And sometimes on the gold, if the ring has been sized, they'll have cut the mark out, and the new piece of gold won't have a mark on it. So you kind of get the feel for it. So go through your old drawers and whatnot. And I'm telling you that sometimes, like people that are divorced or something, the last thing they want are those old wedding rings that their husband had or something. They just, they've been in road sale. I bought a jewelry box full of stuff before. Dental gold, always keep your eye out for dental gold. Gail hates it. You know how Gail is. She just does not like anything to do with uncleanliness, and the gold too is the last thing she wants. And one of the first finds I ever got at the garage sale, Angie was just a little kid, and there was a garage sale down the street, and I had walked in there, and it came from World War II. It was an old tobacco tin, chewed tobacco tin from way back. Well, it had a bunch of gold teeth in it that the guy brought back from World War II. That probably grew some blood with some Japanese guy or something. And he sold them to me for a couple of dollars, and I was just elated, man. And I made a mistake. I took them back home, and I was sitting in my excitement. I shoved out. I almost threw up. Threw me out of the house. And so I can tell you, that girl, she's really put up with a lot. She's one time, one more story. One time, Angie and I had been to the little local auction, and it was really a gross place. It was dirty, grody. It had right over the auctioneer. It had this great big stuffed owl that kind of hung down, and it was just covered with dust. And these old cloth theater seats. It really wasn't a very clean place. But I made the mistake of taking Gail down there one day and let her see inside this auction when I was previewing it, before the auction. So a week or two later, Angie and I went to the auction that night. So when we came back, we lived in a little house with a carport. Came to the carport door, the door made us take all our clothes off. In the carport before we could come in. She knew we'd been to that auction.